the Chassidishe Parsha in 10 minutes. In this Haomer, the Alter Rebbe explains the mitzvah of Sefirat Haomer, counting the Omer. It says actually that we should count 50 days, but that's not what we do. We count 49 days. And the way we count is not 1 day, 2 day, day 1, day 2, but we actually say today is the 2nd day, the 3rd day, the 4th day to the Omer. Why do we do it this way? And especially thinking that during this time, we offer what's called the Korban Haomer, an offering which was made of barley. As we know that the first harvest was right after Pesach, they would cut from the first harvest and offer a portion which was the Omer, which was barley. And like this, every day, this offering was being offered in the Bet HaMikdash till we come to the second cutting of the first harvest of wheat, which was with the Shetei Alechem, where we would offer the 2 bread offerings, which were chametz. So between one harvest and the other, this was a time to give a portion of barley, which is called the Omer. So the Alter Rebbe, to explain to us exactly what we caused in the supernal realms at the moment that we did this Korban Haomer, explains to us that all the animal realm which is in this world actually gets its vitality from what's called Chayot HaKodesh, the supernal holy animals, which are groups of angels, which means the lion, the cow, the ox, the nesher, which is the eagle, which are basically the different camps, Michael, Gabriel, which is the camp of angels which would love God, and the camp of angels which would fear God. And basically all the animal realm of this world their vitality comes through these groups of angels. Now, concerning the angels, it says that they had wings. And kanfehem prudot lemala, upenehem ish el achiv. On one hand, their wings would go up, but their faces would be to one another. The Alter Rebbe explains that actually what happens is their wings represents their soaring above. What does it mean, their wings? They were separated. Each angel within his category, created in his way, had his personal soaring towards God. The angel that wanted, having this longing to God with love, was not like the other angel of the other group, and was not even like the other angel like that would actually love God in his own personal way. Nevertheless, penehem ish el achiv, their faces would be one towards another. What does that mean? The Alter Rebbe goes on to explain that there are 5 motzaot apeh, the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, are pronounced in 5 groups of letters. There are letters which come from the lips, others through the teeth, others through the tongue, others through the throat. But then there are the letters that come from the palate. The palate is actually the part of the mouth that permits us to taste, and at the same time it's the one that's able to unite all the other 4 levels of the mouth. Well, so too, the same thing happened in heaven. There are 4 different groups, and then there is the level of Malchut. There is this level of revelation of the Shekhinah, of God's presence, which goes through the angels and causes that suddenly angels, that each one has their parameter, their category, their way of soaring and longing and praising God, suddenly they would be able to unite. Because normally, if you are an angel of love, you are not an angel of fear. How would they be able to unite? Because each one of them was able to perceive the presence of Hashem at his own level. But at the same time, this revelation of God was an equalizer and made every one of the groups of angels receive the yoke of Hashem. And that's really why we mention during our prayers the angels. We mention the angels because at the moment that the angels received this revelation of light, at that moment, even angels which were opponents, opposites in their way of being and their way, in their state of serving God, suddenly they would be able to come and unite and all agree together and give permission to one another. Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. And this is the deep explanation that their wings were separate, but penehem, which means their face, or penehem could come from the word panim, which means their inside, ishel achiv, which means at a level which is an inner level, they were all one. At a level which is external, they were separated. But at the moment that Hashem's presence in the world in the supernal realm would be revealed, at that moment, suddenly there was an excitement that was so great, there was such a revelation of light, that suddenly they were all agreeable, so to say. What happens at the moment that we give the Haomer offering? The Haomer offering comes from seorah. The word seorah, which is barley, is the same letters as the word shiur, a portion, and the letter he. Shiur he, meaning the he is hi mithalechet, which means the he represents the level of malchut, of royalty of God. And at the moment that we give the portion of seorah, of barley down here, this brings about a revelation of the light of God amongst the angels. So you might say, but what difference does it make to me if angels are getting excited by God? Because I brought an offering down here, and the word seorah as well means nis'ara, which means trepidation, and suddenly this brings trepidation and great emotion and great fire to the angels. What difference does it make for me? Well, we have to know that at that moment what happened is that by us bringing the offering, this brought about a revelation. This revelation was a shiur, was a portion, meaning it was absorbable. It was something that they could internalize. The angel, just like the flame which is attached to the coal, when it's attached to the coal, it can get out of the coal but still stay attached to the coal. The angels were able to keep their persona, keep their parameters of service of Hashem, and at the same time get out of themselves. At that moment, that's what we did. We brought the angels to a state of ecstasy where they would literally exit their own personal reality. What does that make a difference for us? Well, we know in Chassidut and Kabbalah that the nefesh habahami, the animal soul that we have, is actually the residues of the angels. That's why we mention it in prayer. At the moment that we mention the angels completely erasing themselves before God, what we are saying in essence to ourselves is, look, my source, the source of my animal soul, is completely soaring towards Hashem. How much more so me, that I'm just made of the residues of this angel, of this malach. And this brings about a certain bitul, a complete nullification of the animal soul of the person. Now, what happens is that this would prepare us to Shavuot, where we would eat the chita, the wheat. Chita has a numerical value of 22, which is the 22 letters of the Aleph Bet. And we know that a baby is not able to call his father till he eats chita, till he eats wheat. And even if he doesn't understand the connection he has to his father, he is attached to his father and recognizes his father. Well, actually, this whole process was a process that would bring us to be able to recognize our father and to nullify our animalistic character traits. So each time we count another Sefirah, we offer the other offering of Sefirat Haomer. This would bring another dimension, another facet of the persona of our animalistic soul would be nullified. It's like going into the operation room and going into the DNA of your animal soul and dealing with that in order to be able to fix it. At the moment of Shavuot, Matan Torah, it says, Al kol davar vedavar paha nishmatam. Al kol dibur vedibur. Every word that was said from God, the souls exited the body. Why? Because we needed to become vessels to this great light, which is going to put us face to face with God. And that's why it doesn't say, I'm the Lord your God which created heaven and earth. Rather, I'm the Lord your God which took you out of Egypt. It's not the reality that I create, it's the fact that I'm able to take you out of your reality in order to become a vessel for something greater than you. And this is what happens above. Taking you out of Egypt, which is Mitzrayim, which is the letters of the word Metzar Yam, which means the tightness of the Yam, which means that you go out of the level of Chokhmah, which is limited, wisdom, which is limited, to a level of wisdom which is completely above. At a lower level, what that means for us is that we get out of our physical limitations. And at the moment that we have this great revelation, we're able to see God face to face. And this is a preparation to Matan Torah, right? Where the essence comes down, but the way it comes down is not like the natural process of everything that comes down from level to level and gets diminished, but you're able to have the Anochi, the oneness, the unity, the revelation of the essence of God coming down and staying the way it is at its level without being altered at all, unaltered, unchanged, unlimited whatsoever. So at this moment, we know this is just like the brain. Just like the brain is able to use the vessel, which is the ear and the eye, to be able to see and to hear, even though the ear and the eye are not at the level of the brain, nevertheless, what happens is that the brain is able to activate the power because they are kelim, they are vessels that are able to receive the intellect of the brain and actually see and hear. The same thing, God gives us Torah and mitzvot. This Torah and mitzvot are the vessels that are able to receive the essence of Hashem. And now we understand the verse that says, Lechu, go. I want you to go. Where? Lachmu belachmi. I want you to bread in my bread. What is in bread in my bread? I want you to experience the Torah, which is bread, but I want you to be able to have this Torah, which is down here at your level, belachmi, and I want you to be able to connect it to my bread, which means the way my essence is revealed above, and do this below. But how do you get there? You do this through counting the Haomer. Counting the Haomer is 50 days. What does it mean, 50 days? Because there are two dimensions within the actual counting. There's the way every day is a day for itself, and there is the way every day is actually a part of the 50 gates of understanding. The purpose is to bring every single one of the midot, every single one of the character traits, the Sefirot, that they should all connect to this gate which is above understanding. And this is the preparation to Matan Torah, and this is what happens on the day of Shavuot, where this 50th gate, the level of Anochi, the essence of God, is revealed. And this happens through the fact that we're able to transform and take every facet of our animalistic persona and elevate it to Hashem, elevate it to its source, to the 50th gate.